Good morning, children. Welcome to school. This is going to be another video lesson review about creating linear systems of equations. As you've noticed, a lot of these topics we are revisiting in this online forum just to keep you updated with your skills and the stuff we learn inside the classroom, and hopefully this whole coronavirus thing doesn't drag on too long and we can all come back to class, see each other, say hi to each other, and learn some more new material. In the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and review some of our past skill set. Okay, so let's jump right in. Now, when you're dealing with linear systems of equations, you have basically two unknowns, right? You want to find the quantity or the price of two things, right? Now, that's going to be in the context of, for example, this problem right here. Alicia purchased H half gallons of ice cream for $3.50. So notice how she knows the price, but she doesn't know the half a gallons of ice cream, like the number. And P packages of ice cream cones for $2.50. Similarly, we have an unknown packages of ice cream for $2.50. She purchased 14 items, so I'm just going to go ahead and circle the $3.50 and the $2.50 and go ahead and keep reading. She purchased 14 items and spent $43. So she does know that she has in total 14 items and she spent $43. Which system of equations could be used to determine how many of each item Alicia purchased? Now this is kind of convoluted, but we can break it down into steps. So your first step is going to be to label your unknowns, right? So just write what you do not know. So we do not know how many half a gallons of ice cream we have. Okay. We also do not know the number of packages of ice cream cones. Okay. You do not have to write the whole kind of half a gallons of ice cream, packages of ice cream, but it's nice. It's nice to do that. You can abbreviate it in some way. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna type price and just put the whole money line first. So that's going to be $3.50 times the half a gallons of ice cream, because that's the price for that, plus $2.50 times P packages of ice cream equals how much in total did she pay at the end? It was $43. Perfect. So we have this expression or equation rather that deals with let me see, something's called with money. Okay. Now let's write our next line that deals with quantity. Okay, so she's got H gallons of ice cream plus P packages of ice cream, and in total she has 14 items. Okay, and this one deals with quantity. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and look at some of our answer choices, and it looks like answer choice number 1 is the closest one to what we have. In fact, it's the exact same thing. Okay, now let's do another problem to sort of solidify this concept, because it can be a little tricky when you're reading these problems. Sometimes you don't know what your unknowns are and whether you're really finding quantity or price. So let's jump and do the next one. Okay, so let's choose purple. Okay, now Jaru has $2 in total, $2.35 in nickels and dimes. Okay, so he does know how much money he's got, and he has two types of coins. He has nickels and dimes. If he has a total of 32 coins, okay, so he has 32 coins, how many of each coin does he have? This is sort of a situation that I've been stuck in before. You ever know how, you know, there have these machines in supermarkets and you just have like a whole jar of coins and you just dump them all in and you wish like, oh, I wish I knew how many like quarters and, you know, dimes or pennies I have. And I think the machine counts them, but in this case his machine probably didn't count it. So let's go ahead and list the things that he has and that he doesn't know, right? He has nickels, so we're gonna put an N for nickels, and we're gonna put a D for dimes. Okay. So these are the unknowns, right? So let's go ahead and add our nickels. N plus D. How many coins does he have? He has 32 coins, right? And he also has a total of $2.35. So how much are nickels worth? Nickels are worth $0.05. Okay, that is how much a nickel is worth. And the dime is worth, let me put the dollar sign. The dime is worth 0.1, 0.10. Okay. Alright. So in the next line, this line deals with quantity. And this other line that I'm going to write deals with money. Okay, so I'm going to write 0.10 times the dimes, okay, because that's how much a dime is worth, plus how much is a nickel worth? 0.05 and equals $2.35. Okay, you can put the dollar sign in front of all these numbers, but since we know that we're dealing with money, we don't have to do that. Okay, now mind you how in this other line I put dimes first and nickels first. You can do that. Ideally you'd want to end up with a system that looks like this: N plus D equals 32. This is my line that deals with quantity, and the last one is going to be, you gotta put them in line, so it's going to be 0.05 N plus 0.10 D equals $2.35. Okay, why is this better? This is much better because in this sort of way of organizing the system, you can eliminate faster once you get to the solving step. Okay, so that's going to be probably a different video because I'm not going to have time to produce something that is short and easy for everyone to watch. Alright, in this next problem we have tickets for a dance recital that cost $5 for adults and $2 for children. If the total number of tickets sold was 295 and the total amount collected was $1,220, how many adult tickets were sold? Okay, so this is nice. I have two types of tickets. I have adult tickets and children tickets. So I'm going to write adult tickets and children tickets, and I'm going to abbreviate this with A and this with C. Okay, and how much are the adult tickets worth? So I'm going to multiply that unknown A by 5 because that's how much it's worth. So 5 times A plus 2 times C. Okay, and since we're dealing with money, we're going to equal it to money as well. So how much did they sell in total? How much money was collected at the end? It was $1,000, 220. Okay. And the next thing we're gonna do is how many people were in the dance? It was 295. So I'm going to add my adult tickets plus my children tickets, and I'm going to equal it to 295. Okay. Now this question goes a little deeper because it wants us to list how many adult tickets were sold, right? So what you want to do is this time, right, you're going to have to eliminate one variable in this system. This is what you're going to do. You're going to grab this system and put a parentheses, and this system and put a parentheses, right? Okay. Now, in front of the system that doesn't have a number, so for example the second one, the second line, you're going to put an imaginary 1 in front of both, because anything that gets multiplied by 1 is the same thing. That's why we decided not to write the 1, but in this case it's going to have to be necessary to do that, because the trick in solving linear systems of equations is to multiply by factors that are going to eliminate one of the variables. So one easy way to do that, to find those factors, is to just multiply this one by -1 and this one by 5. Okay, so what happened here? I grabbed the 1 for the second line and I put it on top as a negative, and then I grabbed that 5 on the first line and I put it right outside the parentheses on the in front of the second line. Okay, now what I'm about to do is going to be to distribute. Okay, so I'm going to distribute. Okay, and that is going to give me, I'm going to have a new line that says -1 times 5 is -5a, right? -1 times 2 is going to be plus -2c equals -1,220. Alright, next thing I want to do is distribute this 5 outside of the second line. So 5 times 1, that's easy, that's 5a, plus 5c, because 1 times 5 is 5, and then 295 times 5, that is going to be 295 times 5. It is 1,475. Okay, now we're gonna tally up. Okay, so notice how we have a -5 and a +5. If we add these two lines, we're gonna go ahead and eliminate this one, because -5 plus 5 goes to nothing, it's 0. Okay, so you don't have to write the 0, but in this case, let's just leave it like that. And -2c plus 5c, that's going to give us 3c equals, let's add that -1220 plus 1475, and we're gonna go ahead and get 255. Okay, next thing I have is just 3c equals 255, so I divide both sides by 3. Okay, and then I should have the number of tickets for children, so divide my answer by 3. Okay, so I have 85 children, but I still have not answered the question of how many adult tickets were sold. So since I have one of my systems, I'm going to use it. Now I have this one right here. Let me change that color. I have this line right here, which says that 1a plus 1c equals 295. Okay, so since I know what c is, I'm going to substitute it. So 1a plus 85, because anything times 1 is itself 295. Okay, now this is a simple algebra equation. What you want to go ahead and do is subtract both sides by 85. And then I'm going to have adults equals 110. Okay, so, 210. 210. Okay, so in this dance we had 85 children and 210 adults. Okay, it'd be nice if you could write a little sentence, but in Google Classroom, in the assignment that we gave you today, you don't have to do that. You just have to find the system that basically correctly describes the situation. I know this is kind of a longer video, and I apologize for that, but hopefully this helps you complete your assignment, and until next time.